What is going on, people? Welcome to this week's video. I'm going to show you exactly how to streamline the process of getting podcast guests on your podcast. Obviously, podcast is very important, but scheduling and asking questions and making sure all that is done beforehand can be very time consuming. I am literally just starting a podcast, so I went through the whole process today to figure out exactly what the best and easiest way to schedule somebody and then have them do all the work, it get imported back into a CRM or software or whatever we want immediately as quickly as possible without as much friction. So after honestly looking at multiple different scenarios, Google Forms was going to be the best option for me. Google Forms, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's very easy to use. It's a free software. Everything I'm going to go over is absolutely free for you, which is amazing. Nothing cost anything, no free trial needed or whatever. So Google Forms, so essentially the whole goal is what I wanted in my podcast is I want to be able to send a link to somebody and then I'm done. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about scheduling. I don't have to worry about asking questions and putting that information in an Excel spreadsheet or whatever it is. So all I wanted to do was create one link, send it to whoever on whatever platform. It's going to work no matter what. And then have them be able to schedule everything, answer all the questions that I want to ask. And then that's it. Super easy. So Google Forms is going to be the first option, the first step to this, and then we'll get into the next steps. So this is just a quick form that I put together, a couple questions that I wanted to know beforehand, and a couple of things that I needed to know before we could book them on a podcast. We needed to know like an intro for them, what they wanted us to say, a couple kind of random things that I personally wanted to ask just to kind of tailor to what I wanted to do. So here's, a couple questions, list some accolades so we can list them in the intro. Quick paragraph about who you are and what you do. This is just for me to vet whoever is going to be on my podcast. Just a random question. How happy are you in your career? Really no meaning there. I'm just curious. One topic you definitely want to cover. This is just creating the content, having someone else create the content for me. I know exactly what I want to talk about, business and marketing. But this is giving my guests the opportunity to contribute to what exactly we're going to talk about. So that just gives them a little more engaging content, a little more interest on their side, and it's going to be super helpful for them to pick a topic as well. One thing you're struggling with, just another personal preference that I'd like to kind of dig in. Everybody has problems, especially business owners. They have plenty of problems. You might not see them, you might not know about them, but in my podcast, one of my missions is to help people, to coach people. I'm not an expert by any means, but this is something that I want to dive into more. So from here, pretty self-explanatory, got a couple questions, and then let me move this over real quick. So the first part is going to be done. Google Forms, going to handle all the questions. And then from there, we need to schedule something, which poses another problem. If you are anything like me, scheduling things online is very difficult. I personally use Calonly, Calonly.com, I believe. We pay about $10 a month for it, unlimited amount of events. You can integrate with Zoom. And I'll go into more detail, but so I split it up into a different section. No real reason. I just kind of wanted to break it up a little bit versus like one huge long form. So from here, nothing to do in section 2 except hit submit. And then we'll go through it in the end and kind of go through the whole process. So another super important key is I could include a link down here to schedule. So Calonly creates links. You essentially give a link to somebody. They have a real-time view of your calendar. They can schedule whatever time works for them. The software automatically sends them an invite and me an invite, so I don't have to do anything. They don't have to do anything to schedule and, remember when it was or remember the Zoom link or whatever it is. So This is just a big piece of the automation section. I was going to add it here, but for whatever reason, whenever we go through it, you'll understand here shortly. But I ended up adding it here in settings and then presentation. So right here, so what they're going to do is fill out the form, hit submit. That's going to come to me via email. And then from there, they're going to get this confirmation to actually schedule the podcast. So let's go ahead and go through it just to kind of show you what it looks like on the back end. So email address is required. Let's just say test. Okay, sure. I am thrilled. Business and marketing. One thing you struggle with now. All right, so boom, they hit next. Got a little progress bar down here. And then from here, I was going to include the link here, but there's going to be a drop-off rate because if people click on that link, they get taken to another page, which is going to divert their attention. They're going to forget to come back here and hit submit. So what I wanted to do, the only way I could figure it out, I tried probably 6 plugins and none of them did what I wanted to do. So this is the only way I could really figure it out. So boom, you hit submit, page 2 of 2. There's nothing really to do here. I just wanted to split it up. So boom, submit. Then from there, they're going to get a confirmation text or whatever you want to call this to, great, looking forward to conversation. Now click on this to schedule a time. The way I thought about it was once they hit submit, then boom, they can schedule a time. So I have an email with all the questions and answers. And then from there, they can go here directly. It is going to redirect to my real-time calendar. So if I have something booked for tomorrow at 12, they're not going to be able to book a time. So let's just say I've set this up. If you haven't used Calonly, CALENDLY.com, it's amazing. You can do it for free. We pay for it because we have multiple events, but you can do, I think it's one event for absolutely free. And then with this whole COVID stuff, they give you integration to Zoom for free. I think it's up until June 1st. So from here, let's just say they want to do Tuesday. Then you got all the available times that I set out. And then from there, say 2 o'clock works, boom. And this is, I'm not doing anything on my end. They're picking a time on my calendar that works for me. So let's just say this. If I could type. You can ask whatever you want here. You can ask any other questions you might have. I just kind of make it a little personal, very, very easy. But boom, schedule the event. And then immediately they are going to get an email with a calendar invite for this time. And I am going to get a calendar invite for that time as well. Yep, look. It literally just came through on my watch. But this is the streamline. The only way I could figure out how to streamline this whole process. I sent this to a couple of my buddies that have podcasts. They said it was really easy. I'll do another video if this isn't good enough or if I find a better way to do it. But hopefully this helps you streamline the whole podcasting scheduling process. Have a good one.